From time to time at the Bay Club, we get an opportunity to sit down with our CEO, Matthew Stevens, and do a bit of a review about what's been happening in the business, what we've been working on, and what we're focused on. And most recently, we've been working on a program that really has changed the trajectory of what we're doing as an overall industry. I have been with the company for the last 15 years, and one of the pieces that's been very consistent is our focus on respecting the past, kind of accepting the responsibility for where we are today, and paying it forward. And that has really been embodied in the work that's been happening over the course of the last several months as we look at how are we going to define this industry and continue to grow it. Some of the words that have happened over the course of the last 15 years, we've really changed how we describe this business. And most recently, what I'm hearing is it's sports, it's active lifestyle, and it's outdoor recreation, which is a shift from where it was back in 2010 when I joined you here at the Bay Club. And I think it would be great to understand, how did we get there? Like, why are we using those terms now to describe this company and this industry?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think that what we challenge ourselves at Bay Club to do is to constantly disrupt, ask the key question of why. Why is this happening? Why are we doing this? If this started 25, 30 years ago, does it need to be the same today than it was 25, 30 years ago? And one of the great things that's happening right now, if you think we're in the experiential category, the youngest generation coming up, Gen Z, experiential is the number one category for them. They've come up through the Title IX world. They've come up through being involved in travel teams and lots more programming around activities than we've ever seen in any generation. And we're intrigued about what does the future hold and what type of product are we supposed to offer. And so where we sit today is we look at this as sports, outdoor recreation, and active lifestyle. And how many things can we bundle together that creates an amazing experience for our customers that they can trust and like our product? And how many other people out there can we partner with to continue to expand that category from that perspective? And so it really is it's fascinating and it's fun when you're around the team, and whether or not it's in the field or talking to members or talking to investors, the conversations are fascinating because it's like, where'd you go? What'd you do? How are you thinking about it? What'd you like? How could we help? What could we do to make a better experience? And so that's what this is all about. So when people ask us what business we're in the sports, outdoor recreation, and active lifestyle world. And we're focused on making it deeper and wider for everybody, for members, for employees, for somebody who's aspiring to be a member and or an employee, for investors, not unlike how the tech industry exploded once upon a time. And, there wasn't an Apple or a Google or a Facebook or a NVIDIA or an Uber. We're doing that on the experiential side of the world, and we're really jazzed about it. And we've had a really fun summer, as you know.
And we've had a great summer. So as we've moved the business into these three different categories, there's been a focus, right? Like a three-prong approach. There's been the internship program. There's been an approach as it relates to partnerships with universities and colleges, as well as an approach to the financial world. And I think it would be really interesting to kind of talk through why those three and some of the work that we're doing in the categories.
Yeah, it's interesting. If you go back to the core of what you're trying to do is create credibility for the category so you can make the product better and better. And so we've created a three-pronged process that, one, we have an internship program, which allows us to partner with all the different other players in the sports, outside recreation, and active lifestyle side of the world. We're working with all the major universities, so this becomes top of mind that this is going to be one of the driving future industries in the world for the next 50 and 100 years. And then it's educating Wall Street. So therefore, we have access to money at lower cost of capital that allows us to do more and more to create a better product for our customers. And that's the essence of this. So internship, major college university courses, and educating Wall Street.
And so we had to pick one, right? Because, it's always good to kind of have a focus and test as we looked at the three-prong approach. And, internship in some ways really made a lot of sense. We have a 10-year history with having an internship program here at the Bay Club. We still have some of the first-year interns connected to the company, some by marriage. It's, been actually a really great community of people that have joined us. And this year, as the approach changed, as we talked about the company differently, we really took the internship and kind of turned it on its head, right? Yep. And made it something way different than it's been in the past, but really trying to test. It was a test and try. Yep. Is this going to work? It's kind of, you called it the beta, right? Yep. And so that's kind of how we decided to kick this off.
Yeah, 10 years ago, we went to Cornell University, #1 hospitality school in the country. Hopefully I don't get in trouble with other universities for that statement. And we went on campus and we were like, look, we're the future of the hospitality industry. It's going to be more than just a hotel or a resort or a golf company. The active lifestyle is going to dominate the hospitality industry for the next 50 to 100 years. And how do we become part of this curriculum? How do we be part of this campus? And we've had a 10-year run with Cornell in a really positive way. But we were sort of like still just sort of focused on the Bay Club. And, we went back to the drawing board and said, what is it that you want? And there was this fascinating conversation that happened between a prospective intern and one of our leaders who sat down and they said, I don't know what I want, but I know I want to know what my opportunities are in this category. And I don't even know what to define the category, of which we're saying is sports, outdoor recreation, and active lifestyle. And I want my eyes to be opened. If I'm going to come spend the summer with you, open my eyes to all the different possibilities that exist. And so, we got together at a table and we're like, think we can do that. I think we're going to have a lot of fun at this. And it could be amazing and be the beta test for how you educate people. Then it becomes the beta for how to do courses at major universities, and it becomes the beta to recruiting, to talking to Wall Street, all of the various packages that all the branches that play off of this tree. And so off we went.
And so we had several hundred applications.
Yep.
We ended up with 16 interns from the summer, and really quite an interesting variety of schools, right?
Yep.
Historically, it was like very much kind of Cornell, and we would have one or two more. And this year, I think we ended up with at least 8 different universities that they represented.
Yeah, it's still a dominant position from Cornell.
Right.
We went to the student athletes this year at Cornell, so we were major representation from the hockey teams on that side of the world because of our comfort level with working with them. And then we went to Friends of Bay Club, right? And so it was people, 1 degree of separation, who we could trust the person that was going to be in it because we were going to test a lot of things and we needed people to be flexible with us. And so, we ended up with 8 different schools represented. I think Alabama, USC, Brown. Selfishly, 2 of my nephews got into the program, and I'm super thrilled about that. I'm very proud of them. And it was great. We had a great group of 16 people that conducted themselves as first-class individuals and learned a ton over a 4-week program.
And then the second piece of this beta, as we were really putting it together, was where were we going to go? What partners were we going to turn to? And really the work that we did kind of leading into the internship program to start putting the program together.
Yeah, not unlike the way we attacked it 10 years ago. 10 years ago, people asked us, what'd you build your Cornell program over? And we said, real world road rules.
Yeah.
We're like, we're going to make it fun. We're going to make it energetic. We're going to get them housing in San Francisco. We're going to get them minis for their car transportation. And we sort of found the hotspot that made it exciting for them from that perspective. In this case, it was, okay, if you're going to do an internship of outdoor recreation and active lifestyle, who are the different partners that you want to introduce these individuals to that can give them the breadth and depth of opportunities that exist in the space? And so we just started picking up the phone and called our friends. Everybody was in, and it was a really collaborative process. And it was a fluid moving, we got going and everybody's like, okay, what's the 4-week schedule? And I'm like, nah, here's the first week schedule. And we'll tell you next week what the second week schedule is, because it's still in process as part of it. But I think we can start to take them through the schedule of where did they go and what they do. And hopefully everybody will be super impressed with that. But the key to it is it's opening doors for the future of the overall category. There's so much collaboration going on between all of these companies right now, all because we started with an internship program to have everybody work together.
Okay, so week 1, we kicked off the program with tours of the Northern California Bay Club properties, and we also met with hospitality leaders at Canyon Ranch in Woodside, Carmel Valley Ranch, one of my favorite properties, the Pebble Beach Resort, the Sanctuary Resort, and 1440 Multiversity, which is the location of our Bay Club annual meeting. Very cool spot. The interns also got an opportunity to meet with our equity partner, KKR, and kind of learn about the business as an investment. And then at the end of the week, the interns traveled up to Lake Tahoe and met with the Palisades Tahoe team to learn more about the ski industry. Quite the first week, that's for sure. And I think, pausing there to just take a moment and recognize, what did we accomplish with that week? Why were those partners picked, and the goal of that, and your sense of goal met, and the feedback that we got from that first week?
Yeah, the key to it was we didn't want to make it all about Bay Club, because this is much bigger than Bay Club. Where this is all going is the whole sports, outdoor, recreation, and active lifestyle category. And it's to help the members know this. It's to help our employees to know it. It's to help educate these interns. We use them as a way to say, let us show you how fun this ride is going to be. And coming right out of the gate, going over to Canyon Ranch, Mark Rivers, the CEO, flew in from Austin, Texas, to meet with the staff and meet with the team and talk to them about the philosophy and the whole wellness side of the world. And then our investors at KKR, Nate Taylor, who's head of private equity global, took time out to meet with our interns and talk to them about what is private equity, why is it chosen to get involved in the experiential category. Then to go see these world-class brands of Pebble Beach and Carmel Valley Ranch and Sanctuary and Multiversity. And then we topped it off by taking them to Tahoe, and the Palisades Tahoe team was like, we want them for a day or 2 next year.
Yeah.
They were just thrilled to teach about the whole outdoor recreation ski industry. And I just remember, seeing them on the Sunday that they got back from Tahoe. And I was like, how we doing? And they're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And you're like, welcome to our industry. Get ready for the most exciting ride of your life, because you don't know it yet, but you just signed up to work in this industry for the next, for the rest of your life.
It's going to be in their blood after this 4 weeks. That's really where it's going to be. Okay, week 2, we took the interns to Southern California. It was San Diego and Los Angeles. They got a chance to tour the Bay Clubs in Southern California. And then our hospitality partners down there we toured the Grand Del Mar, we toured Braemar Country Club, and we toured the Griffin Club. Troon, who has been a great partner of ours, had a working session with them at the Monarch Beach Golf Club. And then they got to head over to the Chargers' new practice facility, which was incredible. Epic. Yeah, it's called the Bolt. I think our interns saw it before some of the players even saw it.
Yeah, they were there 2 days before the entire team moved in for the first time.
Wild, right? Yep. Wild. And then they had some really incredible conversations. So Dennis Wong, who is part owner of the Clippers, had a talk with them. Raul Aguilar, who was a partner at Brentwood Associates, spent time with them, as well as David Wong, who is president of DHW Capital, but also a very close friend of Bay Club. Yep. They had Alex Rose and Bob Turnowski with Continental Development Corp. Yep. Really focus on kind of this interesting aspect around real estate in this category, which are not often tied together, but a very important part of the success of the category. And then they went back to do more tours, both of the LA Kings and the LA Rams facilities. Our Cornell hockey players were in heaven at the Kings facility. Yep. At the end of the week, there was a talk given by author and outdoor recreation leader Luis Benitez. And I heard that was incredibly inspiring, like an excellent way to end the week.
He's climbed Everest, I think, like 6 times.
I know. I was like, okay, that's wild. So again, another week where it's this really unique, but I think impactful combination of experience and education and exposure to stuff that doesn't happen in the classroom.
Yeah, and again, we knew that if we could use the 16 interns to get this exposure, but to really show our team, right? Because a lot of our team got exposed to these individuals. Now we get to show it to our members about what it is, and to our employee base and to the public about where is this all going. I mean, we're only halfway through the lineup in 4 weeks, and I hope that everybody that's watching is like, how do I get involved in this? Which is exactly what we want. We need talent in this industry, and we need people to realize the career path in this industry is going to be a rocket ship on a go-forward basis. And so, if you love sports, outdoor recreation, and active lifestyle, you want to work in this industry. And that's the message that we're trying to get out there.
Yeah. So week 3, right in the middle of the summer, was also the 4th of July week. And what we decided to do, the internship was based here in San Francisco. And so we thought it would be best to kind of have them be here in San Francisco and really do a shift on, it was teaching. It was the week of teaching, right? And so we had Stephen Schwartz, who's the CEO of Midtown Athletic Club, Kurt Cross from Morgan Stanley, Keisha Steelman, who is president and COO of Ulta Beauty and also a Bay Club board member, and Kevin Compton, who's co-founder and partner at Radar Partners and a former general partner at Kleiner Perkins, Caulfield and Byers. And 2 of our board members, James White and Rick Carroll, all had spent time with the group, kind of giving their perspective on the industry, their experience in the industry. It was, really incredible. And then Dennis Garrison, who is one of the industry veterans and kind of leaders, met with the group, and they got to see 2 of his facilities in Northern California, plus have lunch with him. The Elliott Group, who we use for recruiting, met with them and talked about recruiting and kind of insights into talent. And then last is the Napa Reserve at Meadowood invited the group up for a tour of their facility. The pictures that came back from that were gorgeous, very inspiring. And so we also did a program that I personally love and think is, such a benefit, but we created something here at the Bay Club called the Master's Program because internally you have instilled in us this vision of always teaching, right? We're always learning.
Call it a teaching hospital, right?
We're always learning here, and if you stop learning, you're stuck. So I think that from our perspective, that, talking about what we accomplished in this week of teaching, it was a big week, really.
Yeah, I think if the sports, outdoor recreation, active lifestyle industry is going to expand as we think it is, recruiting and retaining talent is one of our top keys on a go-forward basis. We joke, we call it a teaching hospital because we all grew up watching Grey's Anatomy and ER and all these shows, and they're always like, we're a teaching hospital. And I'm like, well, we're a teaching company. We love to teach this business. We love to talk about, once upon a time, 30 years ago, nobody thought this could be a career. Today, all full-time employees at Bay Club have a part of ownership and participate in ownership of Bay Club. And 300 of our top managers have a meaningful ownership piece of the business, just like what happened in the tech industry. And so what we love to do is explain how this works and why we think that the explosiveness is there for the long haul and where this is going. And so we like the July 4th week because we didn't really travel anywhere. Everything's sort of super expensive to go. But it was allowed us to sort of go inside. Okay, you had 2 wild weeks, one in the Bay Area, one down in Southern California. Now we get to sort of pull it all together for you and start to connect the dots. And it was fun to watch. They were hook, line, and sinker in by week 3.
And I think you also there's enough groundwork that's been laid too that they, all the juices are flowing. So week 4, the final week, we flew them up to the Pacific Northwest and we went to the Bay Clubs in Portland, Seattle, and Bellevue. They had a chance to meet with Scott Oakey, who's the owner of Oakey Golf. They got an opportunity.
The original senior level people at Microsoft.
Oh, I actually don't know if I knew that.
The original chief marketing officer.
Oh, look at that. Okay. Yeah. They had a chance to meet with Dick Knight, who one of the founders of the Pro Club. They did a private tour of the Nike headquarters, which was incredible. And then they continued with these conversations. So it was Eric Resnick with KSL Capital, Dave Pillsbury, who's the CEO of Invited Clubs, Scott DeLacio with KSL Resorts, Tony Eisenhut, CEO of Nova Sterilis,
and Cornell
and
Connection.
Our Cornell Connection, Jared Smith, CEO of Alterra Mountain Company, and Bay Club board member Dave Brandon.
And chairman of Domino's.
Just
a little sidebar job.
Minor detail.
He's mostly chairman of Bay Club.
Mostly.
We got Domino's as well.
And then the week ended, and they had an opportunity to visit the new facility that the Boys and Girls Club is building in San Francisco that's become a large community partnership for the Bay Club, as well as a private tour of the Giant Stadium before heading to a game. So a real San Francisco experience to end the fourth week.
Yeah, and I think, I know we're running through all of these people that helped, but, it brought you to tears on how much each person invested in their dialogue with these 16 student athletes. And, our team was so thrilled to watch this all take place because it's the beginning of something really special. The sports, outdoor recreation, active lifestyle category is just getting started. And, yes, this worked better than we expected. And, as we're going to talk about, we think we'll have 5 of these going on across the country. My job is to convince our friends to do one of these. So there's 5 of these going on, and then there's 10 of them, and then there's 25 of them. Then there's 50 of them going on, celebrating the category of sports, outdoor recreation, and active lifestyle. And, to a person, we brought them in every week, and they talked in the studio and told us about their experiences. And, if I was allowed to, I would have hired every one of them right on the spot. And one of my nephews got into a discussion with his parents on why he had to go back to school. And I was like, oh, please don't get me involved in this right now. Like, go back to school. But yes, you've got a job waiting for you at Bay Club when you're done with school from that perspective.
And, we also focused, not that it wasn't fun every week that we've just described, but because there were student athletes, we made sure that there was time as they traveled to be able to get an opportunity to work out in each one of the, locations up and down the West Coast.
2 hours every day?
Yeah.
Yep.
So they started the day. They had, a home that they stayed in San Francisco, all of them. And when they were home, which wasn't very often, but they did actually there would be a private chef that would come and cook dinner and do some meal prep for them so that was all taken care of. And they had some fun too, like catamaran rides and yoga, and they got to surf on the beach and go hiking up in Tahoe. We wanted to provide that balanced kind of go and explore, as well as here's all of this kind of information. But it was an investment, and I think that's a critical piece to also recognize is, we are very much a people company, but this was an investment into this group of people and to the industry.
Yeah, I think it's really the industry. It wasn't about 16 people. It was about celebrating the success of the category and where it's going, and having everybody to be able to put it on tape and be able to then now communicate with the world about this is what an amazing category, how much fun it is. And for them to realize not only is this what my passion is in life, but I can have a career and I don't have to pick another path. I can do it right here in the sports, outdoor recreation, active lifestyle is just affirmed to all of us that we're onto the right path. We don't have all the answers yet, and we're making good progress. But as we've talked about, we've got an internship program. We've got working with the major universities to make this core curriculum, and working with leading private equity investment banks to make sure there's an investor conference every year on this category. So therefore, it allows us to gain more and more tools, which ultimately allows us to put a better product on the table for our members. And as everything grows up, as you've watched Apple become who they are and what their first computer was to their second computer to then to the introduction of the iPod, to the iPhone, to the iPad, and every version that comes out is better and better and better. But it had to start somewhere. And the great news is this category, the experiential sports, active lifestyle, outdoor recreation world is just going to be a juggernaut, and it's going to make life so amazing and fun for people for many years to come.
As we close, what I think I would love to hear is what does 2025 and beyond look like? Like, what do we do now that we can see that, we had partners that were engaged, we had students that were engaged, we had a team that was engaged. There's a lot of energy around this program.
Yeah, I think it's just grow it exponentially. We agreed that we would do the beta test and pay for the beta test. But now it's to get out there and make sure that partners of ours step up, pick up the price tag to do this. And go. Next year, we want to have 5 of these going on across the country. Then we want to get to 10, then to 25, then to 50, then to 100, and let it dominate, not unlike the tech world. I mean, we're really following the path that was built for us by the tech. We're based here in San Francisco. We know what happened to build Silicon Valley. And if you do your homework and study the history, respect the past of how things have come about, accept the responsibility. Our responsibility, grow this industry and create an amazing opportunity for members, employees, investors, etc., and then pay it forward. Like, one of the things, our mission, the tech industry got it so that most, if not all, employees have ownership in the business. I want people to be in their 6th grade saying, I want to work in the sports, outdoor, recreation, active lifestyle. I know I have a 5th grader who's lives in Boston named Harry, who knows he wants to be the president and CEO of the Bay Club company. So I want kids to grow up saying, this is what I want to do, and I want to work in this industry. And that's our job, to pay that forward, that they can create a living for themselves and their family. They can do something they're passionate about. Yeah, and just a heartfelt thank you to all the partners out there that helped us. I mean, it was amazing, and so appreciative of how many people and how many companies stepped up to start this ball rolling. Now let's let the momentum build.
It resonated across our entire company. We felt like it was an incredible summer for the interns, and we really appreciate the partnership. So if after watching this video, you're interested in learning more about our internship program, please visit bayclubs.com/internship. There you will find an application for the internship program itself, as well as an area where you can contact us with any questions or information that you would like to receive about our program in 2025.